Utah is the next state we're going to go with, and it became a state on January 4th, 1896, making it the 45th state. The state capital of Utah is Salt Lake City. The nickname is the Beehive State. And the mentality is, beehive, everyone works together for the common good, and that's kind of the idea of Utah. The current governor is Gary Herbert, and it's known for being in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. And I'll show you a picture in just a minute because our son, Noah, was born in Salt Lake City, and so we drove out there when we adopted him. And so it's a beautiful area. It looks like nothing of this world when you're there. It's known for being the home of the Mormon Church, and becomes the home of the Mormon Church after they leave the eastern part of the United States. It's believed that the Mormon Church felt like the U.S. government was getting too involved in their affairs. Some people in the church believed in polygamy, and the United States was prosecuting that. And so the story is that they moved out to Utah, to Salt Lake City, to be isolated in the Rocky Mountains so that they wouldn't be bothered. Kind of the same situation that happened with organized crime to Las Vegas, is it was kind of, let's move out west, no one's going to bother us there. And it's become the headquarters of the Mormon Church today. One of the main Mormon churches in the world is in Utah, and we saw it driving around Salt Lake City. It's it's a huge, beautiful church. Its national monuments and being the home to the largest literacy rate in the country. Utah gets its name from the Ute Indians, which are native there. Historically, Utah is known for being acquired in 1848 with the treaty ending the Mexican War. On May 10, 1869, the last spot was drove in, completing the Transcontinental Railroad and being the home of the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake. Now here's a picture from Utah, and you can see the mountains surrounding like this. When you get to Salt Lake City, that it's all the way around, it's like you're in a bowl. You're in this city, and you can see the city. It looks like a regular city, and then the horizons all the way around you is just mountains. It's just a zoomed-in picture here of the mountains. Just beautiful scenery in Salt Lake. There is the map, and you see on the map the different mountains up done through here. This is all part of the Rocky Mountains, all the way through this area down through Provo and Sandy. And then this is the state flag, which has a beehive on the state flag. Vermont became a state March 4th, 1791, making it the 14th state. The state capital of Vermont is Montpelier, Vermont. And if I believe right, I believe it's the only state capital that doesn't have a McDonald's, is Montpelier, Vermont. The state nickname is the Green Mountain State, and the current governor is Phil Scott. It's known for being a good place this time of year to see fall colors. People travel from all over the world, maybe not right now, but usually to see the leaves change and the different color leaves in Vermont. It's known for being the home of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, being the largest supplier of maple syrup in the country, and IBM, which is the business company. And as I said, Montpelier is the only state capital without a McDonald's. Crazy. Considering Russellville has a McDonald's, it's weird that Montpelier, Vermont, does not. Vermont historically is known for being the Revolutionary Battle of Hubbardston. During the Civil War, 15% of the population of Vermont was killed or injured in battle or by sickness or in a history of natural disasters. And there's Vermont, and there's the state flag. Virginia, the last state on this video, became a state June 25th, 1788, making it the 10th state. The state capital of Virginia is Richmond, Virginia. The state nickname of Virginia is Old Dominion, and the current governor is Ralph Northam. It's known for the Blue Ridge Mountains. Virginia is known for being the mother of presidents because it has been the birthplace of 8 U.S. presidents, home of the Powhatan Indians, and the childhood home of George Washington. And so there's a number of presidents from Virginia, especially considering early on Some of those powerful people in the country were from Virginia. It's home of the Powhatan Indians. As you see, it's known as being where Pocahontas was from. The division of Virginia for the Confederacy of West Virginia for the Union, and Colonial Williamsburg is a current attraction of the history of the country. There's a lot of history in Virginia. The Powhatan natives with Pocahontas, the whole story about her with John Smith, with the whole staged execution thing that was seen as kind of an olive branch between both sides. Then you have Pocahontas marrying John Rolfe to end the Second Anglo-Powhatan War. So there's a lot of history there of the native people. During the Civil War, West Virginia and Virginia split because Virginia wanted to fight for the Confederacy, West Virginia wanted to fight for the Union, and that's the reason why we have two states there today. And Colonial Williamsburg, which is really awesome. It has, if you're living in a colonial town, it lets you kind of see how they live. And this is the James River, where the colony of Jamestown was founded. At the time, the river carried diseases, wasn't very clean, and a lot of people died from the diseases in the James River. So this is the map of Virginia, and there is the Virginia state flag. So we're going to pick up on our last video with the state of Washington.